I say!
What the blazes were they doing in there? Hello, dear viewers. I have a damn good reason for not doing a video yesterday and why I'm doing one today instead, and that is this. On Sunday nights, I was working on a lab report, and I decided that in order to finish this lab report in a timely manner, I would drink a bottle of NOS. Oh, the insanity that ensued. My head was buzzing. Quite literally buzzing. I mean, just in this region here, it felt like, okay, here's what you have to do. Drink a lot of caffeine and then, explain the feeling yourself, because I can't really describe it without having to someone who hasn't experienced it before. And since this is a very one-sided conversation, like a lot of the ones I have with girls, I don't exactly know whether or not you have had this kind of caffeine feeling before, so, comments or something, huh? Anyway, that was just the beginning of it. After a little bit of time with my head feeling like that, I managed to get a lot of work done very quickly after all. It is by caffeine alone I set my mind in motion. Then, and this is the really, really scary bit, I had a cackling fit that lasted 10 minutes. And I couldn't hold still. I was constantly tapping my fingers and my feet, and my arms were moving around. I was scratching my head at random points, and I felt all tingly. So, I think next week, when I go down to Texas for holiday, by the way, expect a lot of cooking specials then too. But when I go to Texas, I'll do a similar experiment, and this time I'll film myself so you can actually see just how insane I can get on caffeine. We're talking constant laughter, and then laughing at myself, realizing I'm caffeine intoxicated, then laughing that I'm laughing, and then laughing just for its own sake. It was a very complex recursive laughter thing. Also, this morning, I burned my hand shaving. I know it's a very strange injury to get while you're shaving. Usually you cut yourself, but it turns out that the water of the taps this morning was coming out at the approximate temperature of molten lead, so that wasn't fun at all. Note to self, wash excess shaving cream off of hands with cold water. And today I had a lab, as I do on Tuesdays, and today we did not a lot of very interesting things, except I worked with benzaldehyde, which is fun because it smells nice. I might make my benzaldehyde cookies next week, along with some other stuff. I might even do a cocktail hour. Mind you, not a full hour, because YouTube still won't let me do any videos longer than 10 minutes. So we'll see how that goes. Not to mention I suspect I'll get flagged for, ooh, you're showing little kiddies how to make drinks. Screw you, they're good drinks. And then interesting things to talk about actually in lab today, and one of them is the fact that we were making gas chromatography samples. And at first I was under the impression that's all we were going to do. I thought to myself, what are we going to do? Put the sample in one atom at a time? And it turns out that actually we had other experiments to do today, so that wasn't as much fun as I thought it would be, because I gotta get out early. I did get out half an hour early, thank goodness. And I also came across the interesting fact that we use ethanol as a solvent in lab. Today we're using 95% ethanol, and this made me wonder what the other 5% was. I asked Dr. Dix, and he said that it was water. So basically we're using Everclear in lab, although I suspect they don't buy Everclear, they buy absolute ethanol from a chemical supplier. I wonder if the LCBO ever found out what was going on. They get very upset. For those of you who live outside Ontario, the LCBO is the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, where most of the alcohol is sold, and by most of it I mean the stuff I don't smuggle up from the States, or for that matter, the stuff I don't legally bring up from the States, because that's what I usually do, and their tequila selection sucks. So, boo LCBO. Made a fail. Today's feature Wikipedia article is Cloudgate, a public structure by Indian-born British artist Anish Kapoor, is the centerpiece of the AT&T Plaza in Millennium Park within the Loop community area of Chicago, Illinois, United States. The structure and AT&T Plaza are located on the top of Park Grill between Chase Promenade and McCormick Tribune Plaza and Ice Rink. Constructed between 2004 and 2006, the sculpture is nicknamed the Bean because of its bean-like shape. Made of 168 stainless steel plates welded together, its highly polished exterior has no visible seams. It doesn't. That's actually very impressive. It's 33 feet by 66 feet by 42 feet, and weighs 110 short tons, 100 tons, 98 long tons. I don't know why they can't just make tons all the same length. It was inspired by liquid mercury, and the sculpture's surface reflects and distorts the city's skyline. The visitors are able to walk around and under the Cloudgate's 12-foot high arch. The underside is the omphalos of a concave chamber that warps and multiplies reflections. The sculpture builds on many of Kapoor's artistic themes and is popular with tourists as a photo-taking opportunity for its uniquely reflective properties. Okay, this is actually pretty cool looking. I don't know how he managed to get it done so well. Alright, anyway, this thing is pretty cool, so there's a link over there. Anyway, dear viewers, remember this. The ideal chemical process is that which a one-armed operator can perform by pouring the reactants into a bathtub and collecting pure product from the drain hole. Good day.